Tamlin butts heads with me on this because she wants me to, be positive so that positive things can happen around me. But this has freaking added years to taken years off my life, this project. Don't you dare put that in. I forbid you. This project has... Fuck, I know that's going in.
That's going in. That's totally going in.
From exploring and seeing the vast oceans on our planet, and now I'm into probably the greatest and most strenuous journey that I've ever undertaken. Partnering with my blind friend Chris and building a house. We've got a guy who's busy leading this build who can't tell a straight line from a skew line. This can't be a recipe for success, or can it?
So Riaan's taking on the role of foreman. Basically, he's going to be my eyes. I just want to get stuck in and prove that a blind man can do anything that a sighted person is able to.
I guess when we named this building Blind, we wanted to be honest about what we were going to do. But when you say it over and over, it gets scarier and scarier. We are going to be building blind. Proudly brought to you by Everite, home of Nutec, building solutions that you can trust.
Easy, Sam. Easy, buddy. Easy, buddy. Find the edge. Find the edge. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, left. Good boy. Good boy. The construction of the Conservancy tank was waiting for plumbing lines to be put in, the sewage lines, basically everything that drains to that tank. So we had our plumber come and install the pipes and put all the rodding eyes in, all the gullies and inspection hatches and things like that. And this week, Quest's team came and they built the walls of the Conservancy tank up and plastered them, including a compound that goes into the cement, which allows the tank to be totally waterproof. We're at the point now where we're built. They now have to build a formwork up over the top of it that will hold the concrete in place. And next week they should be casting the lid, the concrete, and putting the drain pipe in, let's call it, where the honeysucker, that truck that smells so atrocious, comes and sucks out all the poop when the tank's full. Yeah, myself and Riaan sat down and we had a good catch up and a good heart-to-heart. I sometimes think that Riaan doesn't believe me when I tell him the excruciating circumstances that I'm sometimes working under. I do feel a lot of pressure, and it's hard to always just be a positive bundle of joy, because there are challenges, there are hurdles.
I know you keep saying that you don't have a valuable house. You've got a monstrosity here, Chris. You're getting a house built for you that is worth 6 million rand. Anybody over here, you have the best house in Fisher Haven. You know that.
I hope so.
Well, no, I need to be a tough friend with you. You don't listen enough when I talk to you about this, eh? Because I sense that you don't appreciate it, eh? You are sitting, there's nobody in Fisher Haven. There's nobody, you don't appreciate what I'm saying. That you have the best house in Fisher Haven, eh? I don't think you know it. People drive past just staring at this place, eh? They drive past, and you say, of course. But when I say to you, how much is the house worth? You said, it's worth. Last time you said it was 3.5, and then I said, wow, 3.5.
I've always said that the figure that we registered, and this is important because this affects everything. The figure that this house is registered with the NHBRC is the quote that we can go to the bank with, and that is for 4.2 million, 4.2 and a few odd coins. That is the valuation that Quest gave the NHBRC that we registered. It's the only amount of money that we can go to the bank with, regardless of whether this house is worth 10 rand or 10 million rand. It's immaterial. The money that we can go to the bank with and show them, this is the quote, this is what we're looking at, is 4.2 million. And we're showing them that we're at 2.6 spent thus far.
Do you think you guys are on the same page now?
Riaan is a very busy man, so getting a moment to have a conversation with him is almost impossible, because he needs a cloning machine. Really, he does. So it was vital that we not only had a conversation, but in the short time that I had with him, that we squeezed it all in there. It was quite an intensive conversation, but it had to be.
weekend and this iconic place has got Everite all over it.
Can you hear that sound in the background?
Yeah?
I think they're building with more of our materials. Let's go and take a look. Right, so this is part of the existing restaurants, and the reason they are using the Nutec board is the previous boards were just marine ply, and the wood was flaking and was starting to fall apart. So very unsightly. John and his team have decided to put the 9mm Nutec fiber cement board up as a base to give it a very hard water, weather resistant offering. And on top of that, he's using a marine ply, and on top of that, he's using a waterproofing membrane. So he's really beefing up this structure because it is used as often as it is, and using the Nutec product to give it longevity and very, very little to no maintenance.
For you as the builder, what is your motivation for using this roller?
With Nutec, we know for the fact we're not going to get a problem with any flaking or any rotting or any boards falling in. We know that's going to last a long time. Yeah, you take this and clear these walls up a bit. Less of a problem.
And this
No
particular,
cracks,
this board
no
is a 6mm board. We're using the 6mm Nutec board.
board. So here you can see all around.
You're going to be exposed to some serious elements weather-wise at this height. Winds,
Definitely.
moisture, rain. So it's a real test of what the material is able to do. But it's an external and an internal partition. The walls are the same thickness. It's effectively it's a structural insulated panel. So there's 10mm high density Nutec on either side and an extruded polystyrene, which gives it its rigidity.
And it also makes a soundproof.
Sound and thermal. Incredible thermal properties to it. So it's strong, it's quick to build, it's got very high performance factors, and it's very resilient.
I really think this is such flagship. I know the walkways are cool. The Musenberg huts are just they're extra cool because surfers are hanging around there. But this is iconic.
This is very iconic.
Yeah, Les is using it as a bit of a show house for the SIPs. They brought a person through to have a look, one of many that he's brought through over the last few weeks. I think they liked it. They were there for quite a while. The guy was quite intensive in his questioning on things and how it all works. So he's obviously a serious, the SIPs is a serious contender. One of the biggest challenge with the windows was that you have these SIP panels which are polystyrene clad with the Nutec sheets, and the window holes are cut and there's really just a bit of plywood shoved into that hole. So we needed some sort of an extrusion, an aluminium extrusion, or something to hold the window in place, something to give the window something to seal up against so that it's totally waterproof and looks nice as well, aesthetically pleasing. I put my thinking hat on and I did a couple of calls with Graham, which is the guy that works for Swartland, Kenzo, who understands these things, and he gave me a couple of ideas. I did a little bit more research, and yeah, I've come up with a solution, and it seems like Chris is happy with it. The white is on one side.
Outside or inside?
We can have it on any, but it's either all on this side or all on that side. So this is what my suggestion is, that we have it like that.
And the window stands on the inside.
And the window stands on the inside. Chris, you must tell me if you think this is a good idea or a shit idea.
Good idea.
From a blind guy.
From a blind guy, it's excellent.
Inside, yeah.
So, the window must still, yes, Chris, perfect.
I think, yeah, I've heard that a lot. And it'll give a nice trim, it'll look nice, it'll finish the back nicely, it'll finish the front nicely. I think I can't think of a better solution. Quirce is of course a bit of a joker and he's always full of fun, so he teased me and everything, but he did admit the idea was a really good idea. It'll work well, and he's given me the go ahead to order the materials to make up those trims.
Okay, cool banana. Let's do this.
Okay.
And so not too bad for a blind man, eh?
Can I lay one brick, or is that too risky for you guys?
Riaan was explaining to me that on a recent work trip to Durban, he saw some blind people struggling with their cell phones, and he was so impressed by how fast I used my phone as I was trying to get the bond originator's number up for him. And then he commented that us people that are mentally challenged, really, he was impressed by it. And I said, mentally challenged? He burst out laughing, and it gave me quite a bit of pleasure to see him be human, not the superhero, just to be a normal guy having a laugh with my buddy.